Hello everyone. So today I have with me Samolatha. He's a Ghanaian student who is currently in the US for his master's in English studies. So he's going to share with us his journey and how he did it. Actually, he's the first person I've come into contact with who is doing something in that field, and I think it's very important that we share stories of everybody so that we can all learn on how he did it and we can take some pieces of information in our process. So without wasting much time, Samuel, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hello everybody. I'm Samuel Asa. First year MA graduate student in Iowa State University. Yeah. I'm a graduate assistant as well. So
Pressure. How did your journey start? When did you start this process? And okay, before we even go to the process, like, are you paying fees? Are you getting a stipend? What is Iowa State offering you?
yeah, Iowa State is quite cool. So what they're offering is actually I mean for the first year,
Yeah.
the first semester, what they offered was a teaching assistantship. So
Okay.
you would do a teaching assistantship. You teach you have the opportunity to teach a foundational course.
Okay.
That's how they term it, a foundational course. Um, so what I thought was English 150.
Okay.
I think composition and writing. It's for freshmen. Yeah, so basically you help them in their writing, English 150, and then apart from that, because you teach one course, you would also have the opportunity, which is during the first semester, you have the opportunity to work with a professor as an assistant. So basically, it depends on what the professor wants you to do. Yeah, maybe the professor needs uh, an assistant in maybe a specific area, and then that's where maybe you would come in. So others may, I mean, depending on what the professor needs, and that's what you do. So for me, in particular, I worked with Professor Chappelle. Um, she's quite a distinguished scholar in linguistics. So I worked with her, and
Hold on. Okay. So for your studies at Iowa State University, are you getting any source of funding? Are you getting a tuition waiver, or you are having to you have to pay yourself from your pocket?
okay, so for Iowa State University as a teaching assistant, um, your contract comes with you. I mean, you are given a teaching assistantship position. So with the teaching assistantship position, it differs every individual and how their contract has been set up. So for mine in my department, what you do is you pay 50% of the fees.
Okay.
So the assistantship covers 50% of your tuition, and it also covers your health insurance, and then it
Okay.
comes with a monthly stipend. Yeah.
Okay. So what you have to, let's say, is the monthly stipend enough to cover the 50% or is not enough?
Yeah, it is. It is. I
So
think it is enough to
okay, so
cover that.
usually if I understand, like, you have your tuition and your health insurance taken care of, but you have to fund for your like your accommodation and your monthly expenses. Give
Yeah,
or
so you
take.
have to fund for your accommodation and your living expenses,
Okay.
and 50% of the tuition fees.
Now I'm lost.
Okay, so the assistantship, you have to pay tuition.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yes, so with the tuition, what the assistantship does is it covers half of it. It
Okay.
doesn't cover your full tuition.
Okay.
So with the 50% you have to pay,
Yeah,
but then the 50% that you have to pay, you are given stipend.
exactly.
So, yeah, so you use the stipend to kind of cover those arrears.
So that's what I'm saying is that, so I'm just saying that let's say the stipend will cover the 50%. So
Yeah.
now you have to find money from your pocket to take care of your living expenses, give or take.
Oh yes, but the stipend is quite enough that it can cover for both.
Oh, okay. So that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it now. And how did you get the teaching assistant? Did you have to apply separately or
Yes.
once you apply? Okay.
Yeah. So it's part of the application process.
Okay.
So in a section of the application process, they would ask you whether if you want to be a teaching assistant, if you want teaching assistantship, if you want maybe research assistantship, or if you want maybe administrative assistantship. Yeah. So they would ask you.
Okay. And
Uh,
can you choose all the three or you just have
yeah,
to choose
I,
one?
I I chose all the three. Yeah.
Okay, but you just got the teaching
Yeah,
assistantship. Is
I
it
got the
possible
teaching
to get
assistantship.
all the three or they'll give you just one?
I think they'll give you one. It's
Okay.
not possible to get all the three. They will give you one based on your capabilities or what they think
Okay.
is fit for you.
Okay. And did you have to find the supervisor on your own? Did you have to send cold emails, or you just applied to the school and that was it?
No, I wrote to them. I remember during the application, I wrote to them and they said it's not that necessary
Okay.
to find a supervisor and advisor. But um, during when I was completing the application process, I was asked which supervisors I would want to work with.
Okay.
Yeah, it was they categorically asked which supervisor. So it was not one. They asked me to name at least three that
Okay.
I think I would feel comfortable. Faculty members I would feel
Okay.
comfortable working with. So
Okay. But you didn't go ahead to maybe establish a relationship with those faculty members. You just went to the
no,
website and found their names and put it there.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
I checked based on their research areas and I felt okay. These areas are quite okay for me. I think maybe I can work with. So
Okay, that's great. Thanks. So now let's go back again to the beginning. So you were done with school. Where
mhm.
did you study? What did you study? What did you graduate with?
Okay, so what did I study? I studied. I had a bachelor's in arts education,
Okay.
specifically English. So I majored in English
Okay.
and Ghanaian language,
Okay.
and I graduated from University of Cape Coast,
Mm-hmm.
where I also served as a teaching assistant for I think
Scholar.
as a national service personnel. Yeah, so
Okay. And what did you graduate with?
second class uppers.
Okay. And when did you start this journey and how did you know that okay, this is what I wanted to do? Once you did it, like what were some of the universities you applied to?
Okay, so for what I wanted to do, I actually knew way back, right from my undergraduate days, that this is what I wanted to pursue. Probably because this is something I have been doing for a long time. Um, right from childhood, I loved reading. I loved to write, so it was something I was quite familiar with. And when I came to UCC, I had the opportunity to be mentored by you know well-known scholars, professors in the department. So it was really should I say an easy thing for me, an easy choice for me because I mean right from level 100, 200, 300, I got the chance, the opportunity to be mentored by professors who would show you the way. So Dr. Christabel, Dr. Rogers, they were really instrumental in shaping me and helping me to understand um, the literary discourse and what it entails going forward. I mean, transitioning from undergraduate to you know the graduate studies. So I mean, the teaching assistant period was something that was really really crucial for me because it was during that period I learned a lot working with them. I learned a lot from the field. I was able to make some presentations at conferences, and so that really really helped me a lot. Read a lot. They also made materials accessible to me, so it kind of really helped me a lot, and they also exposed me to um, schools because my mentors had a opportunity to also study abroad. So
Okay.
in a way they kind of also exposed me to that, and we spoke a lot, and they also told me about the benefits of studying abroad.
Okay.
How it can help you to um, improve upon your potential as a critic and an upcoming scholar. So
Okay.
yeah, I think basically that was that.
That's good to know. So which schools did you apply to?
I applied to, I think I tried many schools, but basically I applied to five major schools.
Okay.
So I applied to Iowa State University,
Okay.
University of Alabama, University of South Dakota, New Mexico State University, and I think Chatham University.
Okay. So all these universities had a program you were offering for. And did you have to pay? In Iowa State, did you pay for application fee and in other
Yeah,
ones? Okay.
I paid for $100 application fee.
Wow.
Yeah, it was $100.
They do not offer any waiver or something.
No,
Okay.
it's they don't none they can't waiver it. Like no matter what you tell them. I think the only person that I've heard tell me that he had a waiver was my roommate Joseph.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. And also, the other universities, did you also need a waiver, or did you have to pay application fee, or you got some waivers?
Yes, for New Mexico State University, I had a waiver.
Okay.
I started the application long time because I had friends there. I knew people there, so I started the application real long. I was supposed to pay $25, but
Okay.
I think they had this. It's a grad period.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they have this um, activity, so they waived it off. Anybody who's able to apply within that period, it was free. So I took advantage and just submitted everything during that period. So I got the waiver for New Mexico State University, and I paid $35 for University of South Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And did you get admission to all these schools?
so I had admission to four of them,
Okay.
and for some reason, one reason or the other, I didn't get admission to University of Alabama.
Okay. That
Yeah,
one too was free application, no?
yeah, it was free application. Yeah, they
And
also did grad week,
yeah.
so they waived it off.
And did you have to did you get funding for all these ones, or it was why did you finally decide on Iowa State out of the other
Yes,
ones?
I had funding for two.
Okay.
Um, University of South Dakota and Iowa State.
Okay.
And New Mexico, I didn't get funding for New Mexico, but I had a scholarship. I had a professor I wanted to work with. They
Okay.
gave me the professor, but they didn't give me the funding. And for Chatham, they were asking for is it WES
Yeah.
transcript
Okay.
evaluation?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were also asking for GRE and
Okay. Yeah.
IELTS. Yeah, and by that time, Iowa State had already sent me a couple of emails that,
Okay.
hey, we want you to come. So I was like, okay, the opportunity cost has already been decided. So I
Okay.
can, yeah.
So with Iowa State, no GRE, no IELTS, no WS.
For some courses,
Okay.
they actually
Just
demand
personal.
them. Yeah, but for the English program, especially the LITS program, they would ask for IELTS,
Okay.
unless maybe you submit proof of
English
yeah,
proficiency.
English proficiency.
Okay.
Sometimes yeah, so it's been stated that they can waive it off if you
Okay.
are from an English speaking country. So
Okay. So it was waived.
yeah.
Okay. So take us through the process. How did you apply? What were the struggles for you?
Yes. For the struggles, I wouldn't say it was a struggle. I mean, one of the struggles would be okay, so let me take it from the schools.
Okay.
Um the two schools that had the admission, the first one being University of South Dakota, I really struggled with that one. It was a back and forth thing because they told me that was the first school I applied to, and looking at the professors, there was this particular professor I wanted to work with, and my admission was put on hold after I submitted it. So it was a I think a spring
Okay.
admission thing, and so I applied around maybe September.
Okay.
And yeah, September, and my admission was put on hold because of the English proficiency.
Okay.
So they
When
were
you say
asking
your
for.
admission was put on hold, your application was put on hold or your admission was put on hold?
My application, they said
Okay.
unless before they review the application,
Okay.
before they even start the review process, they need the proof of English proficiency, the English proficiency thing. So
Just a minute, because the proof of English proficiency and the English exams is different. So which one were they looking for?
so
Like
they were
the
looking for,
IELTS. Oh,
yeah, so they were looking for proof of English proficiency, in the sense that I could, because they said in as much as I'm coming from an English speaking
okay.
country, I'm coming to read an English program.
Okay.
So my competency in the language needs to be able to be on par with that of the native speakers, or
Okay.
almost at par with that of the native speakers. So they really needed that kind of proof. So it was really a back and forth thing with them.
So I'm confused now because were they requiring you to write the IELTS exams, or they needed you to maybe have a letter from your university saying that okay, he's been
Oh
studying.
yeah. So
That's where yeah.
um, yeah. So maybe explaining it to you might help.
Okay.
So what I sent the letter from my
Okay.
university to them, but
Yeah.
they said that is not enough.
Okay.
So it's either, funny enough, they approve WAEC. So
Okay.
it's either they get my WAEC certificate,
Okay.
my WAEC results, yeah, and unless my CGPA is also above 3.0 before they can consider me for a waiver.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a really a 3 months back and forth thing, and yeah,
And
it
you
was.
didn't have
I
the
was
WAEC on your CGPA was not greater than 3.0.
my CGPA was greater than 3.0,
So
but
what was okay?
with the WAEC thing, I couldn't find it. So that was where the
Okay.
search came in. And the minute I found it, I sent it to them, and they switched directors too. That was a problem. So the
Okay.
one whom I was communicating with,
Okay.
I think had left, so they had to get a new person. So all that period, I was waiting anxiously for their reply. And when the new guy came in, he sent me a mail, and I was not delaying on the emails. I was quickly
Okay.
just replying back to them. And funny enough, the day he told me they've considered me for a waiver, I think 2 days time, they sent me a message that I had gotten the admission. I was like, okay, so I qualify. Why do you have to, yeah, delay me like that? But when I got the admission, the problem now was the assistantship.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have it then. And they said they only consider assistantships for four. So then, if I really want the assistantship, then I have to defer the program to four.
Okay.
So I deferred the program to
This
four.
is really good information. So for everybody applying, it's also very important to check which session they are
Yeah,
giving assistantship, whether spring or fall. So
whether spring or four. Yeah, I mean some schools have assistantships for spring, some also don't.
mm,
So you should check before you apply. So I think when I was told that unless I quickly deferred to four and continued with the rest of the applications.
mhm.
So I was hoping for the assistantship to come in. And early January, I had a message from um, Iowa State University. Iowa State was very, very quick
Okay.
and snappy with it. So a professor just sent me an email one evening and told me, my advisor now, the one I'm currently working with, just sent me an email and told me, um, we just decided on your application. We are impressed with your credentials. We want you to come. So in subsequent weeks, you would be receiving the necessary details and information on how to proceed and what to do. So, I mean, when you get an offer like that, you can't just say no. So, yeah, because it's a balance, and you don't know what whether if you would get the assistantship from South Dakota or not.
Not
So,
okay.
yeah,
So
so
finally, did you get it from South Dakota?
yeah, it came, but when it came, by the time it came, I already accepted Iowa. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so I told them I've
Okay.
already accepted in Iowa State. So.
Okay. And Iowa State, did you need to do IELTS, WS, or you just have to submit the
No.
normal documents and
Yeah,
that's
I just submitted a normal document and that was it.
okay? So that's great. So now let's go to visa. Did you need
Mhm.
to show financial proof? How was the visa process like for you?
Yes, I had to show financial proof, but the proof was not, that
Okay.
um much. It was, I think, less than $2,000, so
Okay.
1,800, yeah,
Okay.
dollars. So it was not that much. Yeah, so I showed proof of funds, and I think that was it. I just went to the interview. They asked me some few, I think, two, three questions.
Okay. Can
Would
you
you be
tell us
open?
exactly what they ask you?
Yeah. So, what's your name? Um, why Iowa State? And after school, what next? So these are the three questions. Yeah.
Can you answer why I was starting after school witness? What did you tell them? Do you
Yeah. I
remember?
told them I chose Iowa State because of the nature of their department. They have a really robust English department with well-renowned scholars. So I think
Don't joke with your world renowned.
no, I mean I'm not. I mean, all jokes aside, this is just by the way. Iowa State has one of the best world-renowned scholars in English
Okay.
in the department. So um, I'm encouraging you guys to come. Um, yeah, so they asked me. I told them that I mentioned a couple of names, and I think they were impressed. And the next question, so after school, what next? And I told her, I'll be coming back to Ghana.
Very important.
Why?
Very important opening statement.
Yeah, so I'll be coming back to Ghana. I hope to work as a critic and maybe a professor someday.
Okay.
So that was what I told them. Yeah. And she said, congratulations, I'll be approving your visa. And she gave me the white card. I was like, damn. And that was in April.
Okay. And when
Yeah.
did you have to leave?
I had to leave in August.
Oh, okay, okay,
So the latest date I had to be in school was August 14th
okay,
because we needed to have this orientation for fresh TAs. So
okay,
it was August 14th to August 17th, like 1 week thing, take you through the orientation, how to teach and yeah. So
okay. That's good. So, thank you very much for sharing your story. What advice would you give to the people who are on this journey? Did you do your national service?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did my
Okay,
national.
you did it. You were a teaching assistant. What advice would you give the people who also want to undertake this journey?
Not to give up.
Okay.
It's not an easy journey, especially if you haven't been to the embassy and all that. You would hear lots of stories, people getting denied here and there. It's crazy. If you're not careful, and you let these things get into your head, it would really, really kind of, you would lose the motivation. You would you wouldn't even be encouraged to maybe take the steps. So you need to be bold, brave, and the God factor is also important as well. So
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay. Did you attend a teach? You did a teacher training course or no? It was
You mean teacher? What do you mean
in
by teacher?
TTC. Was it a teacher training program you did or no?
You mean my undergraduate
Yeah, yeah,
degree?
undergraduate, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it was basically an education thing. You are trained as a teacher. Yeah. So
Okay. And did that affect your choice of schools, or it wasn't really a factor?
not really. It was not a factor because then I was transitioning. From I was transitioning from um education into a pure art kind of
Okay.
program. Yeah. So I really didn't factor in, but the education thing helped me because then you already know the concepts, you already know how to teach. You've been trained in
Okay.
the field. Yeah. So it comes as a plus. Yeah.
Okay. So just because I know a lot of people who are into, like, they were trained as teachers, it doesn't mean that they should also still continue that field for their masters. They can divert to something different by
Yeah,
teaching.
they can.
Okay.
They can. I mean, interestingly enough, when we went for the orientation, most of the students there were not teachers. They never had a degree in education, nothing. They had no ideas about concept of teaching or theories of teaching, nothing like that. Like whites like me,
Okay.
whites, sorry, and the most of them are taking different programs, communication, rhetoric, creative writing. So they basically did not have any, you know, training in education. But once you get there, you would be oriented and
Okay.
taught how to teach. So
Okay. Wait. The masters is a teaching course. It's an educational course to be.
no, the master is not
Yes.
an
Okay.
educational.
So what you are saying right now is for your bachelor's.
Yeah, it's for my
Okay,
bachelor's.
okay, okay. Now I get it. Okay, okay, okay. I get you. Okay. So, Samuel, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I hope you're enjoying your stay in the US,
Hmm.
and hopefully we see you in Ghana soon. No.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully we shall meet in Ghana. I mean, yeah, I
If
hope to
you
see you too in Ghana.
Oh, you see me, don't worry. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Samuel, if people want to get into contact with you, how can they reach you, or where can they reach you?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. I think I can. Yeah, I think I'm on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Samolata.
Samalata. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
once you search me, you.
Okay, so if you want to get into touch with Samuel, check him out on LinkedIn by his name, Samuel Arthur. You see the name on the screen. So to hear from me again,
Bye.